Yes, yes, people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whenever you're tuning in. We are jeweled across both platforms on Aston Villa from the stands and Deji Spurs. And it's real. It's real. International football, tada. Club football, welcome back. Deji, I've just got to put this out here. Deji and I, we haven't communicated, we haven't talked, we haven't spoken. In fact, I think we've ignored each other for the most
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
because we got to ignore each other. We haven't even decided. And I've just looked at his title of his video and I've just looked at mine. The confidence oozing from both of us is unreal. Deji thinks he's slapping up Villa again. And I've said it's about time we humble Spurs again. We're in two different boats, but look, the main man's here. It's box office, and
Oh,
yeah, without further ado, Dad, look, it's great to have you. It's great to be on a screen with you. But
no,
where have you
Josh.
been? What's been going on?
Yeah,
What's
no,
the
Josh.
latest?
It's a pleasure to be back. It's a shame that we don't get to stream often. I know we try to do it, but I know the latest phrase is "life be lifing." So I know on that front. But Josh is a good friend of mine. But the truth of the matter is, as soon as Aston Villa became dusty, I've just ignored Josh's WhatsApps. I've ignored his emails, and I've blocked him on my phone simply because I'm a classist. When I was looking up and Villa was doing well, I was quite happy to engage with you. But now that you guys are beneath me, and rightly so, it's harder for me to engage in Josh. So this might be one of two times I might speak to Josh on a one-on-one simply because we're not on the same level. The other thing I would like to say in this intro is I don't know what the hell or where the hell Josh gets his chest from, because if you do the numbers, you are Spurs whipping boys. Normally when you play Tottenham, we slap you up. Whether you're playing well, whether you're playing bad, it don't matter. So I don't understand where you're starting. The one thing I'm saying, Josh, is because you've moved from watch-alongs into online comedian, bro. And you know what it is? I'm one of them guys. I'm not here for your jokes. I'm not here for your jokes, but you have become an online comedian.
Yeah, I haven't missed you. I haven't missed you. Look, I know. I want to do something actually really respectful and polite to you, which is this, which is congratulations, well done. It's about time.
Thank you.
It's about time you join the club of being a European champion. And it's about time. Now, I know you had to do it in the dustiest of ways against the dustiest team in Manchester United, and a win's a win because my club are in this competition. And if we win the Europa League like you did, then we'll take it. But I take it we're going to be having a conversation, a serious one soon, about when you lift the proper European Cup. The big boys cup, because you're in that competition.
Yeah.
And obviously, I take it you're setting your ambitions high. You're going to be joining the likes of Aston Villa, proper European champion, 1982.
82.
You're going to be joining us. You're going to be joining us in that sort of echelon. So I just want to check that. Congratulations. Congratulations.
You know what, Josh? This is why, like, legitly, Josh is one of my bros. Like, legit, I wish we grew up in the same town, do you know what I mean, or village, because Josh, like, legitly is one of the nicest guys. But 1982, bro, I swear people were slapping their TV to get the TV to kind of show things properly, and you get them. I swear, 1982 we had teletext, bro. I mean, that's how long ago it was. But what I would say to you is this, though. Thank you for congratulating me, but I hope you would accept that if Villa, because the way you pump your chest, the way you shake your bum violently for your club, if Villa do not win the Europa League, then it's quite frankly a disgrace, because we did it. And if we did it, you should be able to do it. Now, for me in the Champions League, I expect as a minimum to match what Villa did last season. I'm expecting quarterfinal. If Spurs don't get quarterfinal, then we are a disgrace. But if you don't win the Europa League, then you are a disgrace. Is that fair to say?
So are you telling me then that basically you compare yourself to Villa, which is brilliant because that's where you want to be in the Champions League. So I'm glad we set those high standards. But when you talk about us being a disgrace, I also think you're probably trying to tell me, Dej, that the Europa League's quite easy to win now. Is that what you're telling me? That you actually won it in an easy era, the first time where teams weren't relegated from the Champions League? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That the Europa League is now easy? I just need to confirm that. Is the Europa League an easy competition to win?
There's a couple of things that needs to be confirmed. In terms of Champions League, you had a great Champions League run. You got to a quarterfinal of the Champions League, so that's not to be poo-pooed. And that's not to say I'm not comparing Villa with Spurs. How can I? You're beneath me. Always have been, always will be. However, anyone getting up to a quarterfinal, last 8 of a Champions League, then you got to take your hat off to them quite literally. The other thing I am saying is, yes, I am saying that the Europa League is dusted and Tutankhamun. I'm not. I'm shameless. I don't give a damn. A trophy's a trophy. You're one of the brothers that told me that Dej, winning the trophy brings a winning mentality. You got to win the trophy. Well, I've done it.
Correct.
And you know
exactly.
What? Dare I say, you had a point. Now that I tasted it just literally a couple of months ago, it tasted like, I had that taste of silver. You know, like silver. Have you tasted silver? Yeah. So I tasted that silver, and I can't lie to you, I want more. It tastes good. It tastes so sweet. So we're not on the same level. All I'm saying to you is, if you're playing in this Europa League, which is the same as Spurs, nobody dropping in from the Champions League, if you can't win that, then generally speaking, you can't. I would go as far as to say it would be difficult for you to stream with me. But what I would do, though, is I could give you a role. Like, if you could have almost like an admin role where, you know, you're inviting people on StreamYard, do you know what I mean? And you're just checking in that people are still available to stream later that evening. Like, I'd have to give you a role because you wouldn't have a platform to be able to speak from.
Listen, I do appreciate the invite, and your heart's in a good place. And I'm glad you took my advice seriously, that silverware is a must. It's a winning mentality. And we're going to get into this about the weekend's game, because I've got a bit of a thing about Spurs fans and Spurs still, which I want to get into. But
can you just also, before we get into it, that point I said at the beginning about Villa 9 out of 10 times losing to Spurs, I know you just kind of that just kind of went over your head, but there is a point in what I'm saying.
It's inaccurate. Have you noticed that? Why? I didn't want to shame you within the first minute of the stream, because it's a little bit inaccurate the last couple of head-to-heads. But you know, I was being nice. But you know, we'll come back to that. Don't worry, that's locked in the bank. But what I do want to say is, Dej, you have inspired me to standards, and I've fallen out with a lot of Villa fans this season. All right, I can't lie to you, because I've set the precedent. I've said Unai Emery must win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League in whichever. And obviously winning the Europa League does that. But I've actually gone one further and said, well, we need to win that Europa League, but I also don't want us doing a Spurs. And this is no offence to you. You've won a trophy and you've got the Champions League. I respect it.
None taken.
But my point is, I don't want the reputation of doing a Spurs. I don't want to be known as doing a Spurs. I want to be known as doing a Villa, which is win the Europa League and also finish 5th, 4th, 6th in the Premier League. So that's my standards. And some Villa fans don't like that. Some Villa fans think I'm aiming too high. Some Villa fans, you know, tell me to temper that. For me, it is about going for glory. And I'm sick of seeing Spurs now won something. Crystal Palace have won something. That D guy, he's still living on that, you know, the Crystal Palace fan. I see you on the 12th man with him. He's still living on that high horse, isn't he? Of winning an FA Cup. Like, that's going to be his life now, isn't it? You know, I see fans winning it, you know, and we're craving for that. We're craving for a trophy. So look, you have inspired me. And I think you believe in Villa to win the Europa League. Come on. Deep down,
I mean, first and foremost, it's refreshing to speak to someone who is like-minded. And I say that with the greatest of respects. I was surprised. Like, for me, I live my life. It is better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. And I can't understand why there is so many Humpty Dumptys that sat on the wall and then stayed on the wall. What the hell is that crap? I agree. Demand high standards of your club. If Villa is supposed to be this big team, Villa should be. And bearing in mind, under Unite, you already had a top 4 finish. Under Unite, you've got a serial European Cup winner. You're right. Those standards are not high. That should be like standards. Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't know why Villa fans, and this is the point I've been trying to make. And I think, Josh, you would no doubt agree. And you got me saying no doubt. I've got to change my vocab so people can understand me properly, yeah? If you go for those dusty trophies, the Carabao Cup, dare I say the FA Cup, you're not raising standards. We've seen now, when you win a Carabao Cup, it does not breed winning mentality. When you win an FA Cup, does not breed winning mentality. So the only thing that's going to breed a winning mentality is the majors, the Champions Leagues, the Premier Leagues, or a semi-major. The semi-major being the Europa League. That's a semi-major. It's not quite a major, but it will do for now. So I agree. And for me, it's a must. Like for Spurs fans this season, we're in a different boat to you. We've got new management, so we're not expected to win anything, but we are expecting at least a top 5 Champions League finish. The only thing I would say to you is that you've already lost 3 games this season. So that is high expectations. Really and truly, if you're expecting to be in the top 4, top 5 of the Prem, you can't afford to really lose more than 7, 8 games. In reality, I know City managed to finish 3rd last season with 9 defeats, but you're on course to losing double figures. Because of already, if you're just doing the numbers, out of 7 games, you've lost 3, almost half. So, and to be honest, the likelihood is you're going to lose this weekend. So that's half your games already. Therefore, I think you're going to need to do a Spurs and win the Europa League. And there's no shame there, bro. Like, for me, I'm shaking my bum violently. No one can tell me nothing. As long as you get Champions League football next season, you've done all right. But if you're in the Europa League again, then it's a bit naff, bro. It's a bit naff and it's a bit boring.
That's why we are going to win the Europa League, because I can't look at being in this competition again. It's just doing my head in. So we will go ahead and we'll see what happens. But yeah, we forgot to say, Deji and I got so into sort of exchanging words and pleasantries and that we actually forgot to say big up to everyone in the house, big up to everyone in the chat. As being on social has basically said, smash the likes, people, and all that good stuff. And big up to the Deji Spurs clan as well. And that's the Villa from the stands. But look, we've had our little back and forths. Let's lock in for this weekend. Just straight up, like, obviously, you fancy yourselves, right? You fancy yourselves to be at home at your gaff against Villa. Why is it? Why do you fancy yourself to do something this weekend? What is it that makes you think that you're gonna slap us up?
Look, the honest truth is, dare I say, I would say that Villa is kind of suffering. You're like Tottenham's little bros. You're kind of suffering from the same thing we're suffering from. Your issue is not defense per se. Your issue is that you guys are struggling to score goals. And one of the big things for me about Villa is like, you did some dumb moves. Like selling Duran was probably one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. Getting rid of Leon Bailey, one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. And in fact, just the whole mannerism of what you men are doing is just dumb. Like, all the good players have gone. Like, why didn't you try and retain a Rashford? Why didn't you try and work harder for Asensio? So for me, is Ollie Watkins is injured, right?
Touch and go, but I expect him to. I don't know.
Who's the replacement for Ollie Watkins?
It'll probably be Donyell Marlon, but you never know of Unai. I mean, but I reckon
Rob, no disrespect, never heard of him, mate. So that's the part of it. That's part of the issue. Now, Matty Cash is going to come with his dirty self and try and foul our players. I'll tell you right now, Romero is ready to elbow that brother in his eardrums. So I'm letting you know. So I think because Villa will struggle to score, I think Spurs will probably stink out the place and get a 1-0. We're not good in attack either, bro. Don't get it twisted. We are not good in attack. But what we do have is a Xavi Simons, and we have something that you don't have. We got a certain je ne sais quoi. We've got a match winner in Mohamed Kudus. You don't have anyone of that level in your front line.
Can you just say that again about Mohamed Kudus? Can you just I
He's
need
a
to
match
know
winner,
that.
buddy.
I
He's
need
been
to know that.
He's been Spurs' best player this season, and I don't think who's your left back.
Who's our left back? It will be either Luca Dean or Ian Matson.
I mean,
yeah, either or. It's no worries really.
Either or, light work, bro, light work. Then you've got Pau Torres and Konza as centre backs, or is Mings going to be starting?
It'll be those two. What you just said, yeah.
All right, so we already know what they're about, and it's probably going to be Matty Cash at right back, yeah.
That's correct.
Bloody hell.
That's correct. You can't worry.
You man are there for the taking. And then in the midfield, let me guess, because I don't even watch any of your games. But so far, I'm 10 out of 10. We got McGinn. We got McGinn in there. Is it who else is in there? Is it
it'll be Kamara. It'll be McGinn and Kamara.
Yeah, McGinn and Kamara.
It'll be Morgan Rogers.
What about Morgan Rogers. What about Onana? So Onana doesn't start now.
He's dusty. I don't rate him. But he's back.
Can I be real? And I think you would agree with me, yeah? Your team this season is worse than last season. Like, legit, your team is worse than last season. So that's where the chest comes from, bro. We are better under Frank. We're not going to be doing high line for life. We don't mind you having the ball. The biggest mistake that you will make is if you try to dominate the ball, do domination in the location in my yard. If you try and do domination in the location, you're going to get whacked up. Now, let's now look at your front line. Ollie Watkins is touch and go, and then you named another fella who I have never heard of in my life. Who is on the left wing?
Be anyone. Could be Emi Buendia. It could be Evan Gesson. It could be Harvey Elliott. It could be one of those boys. I know really. It's bad.
Let's talk about the right hand side. Let's talk bloody hell. This is some dusty. But have you ever been to the beach and you've got sand in your hands and you accidentally rub your eyes? Because, bruv, I swear you're stinging me right now. You're stinging me with that crap. Woo! All right, who's on the right?
Ronja Marlon, I reckon. Or Gesson. It's Marlon or Gesson on the right. Rogers, and then Buendia or Harvey Elliott. Let that play out.
Villa fans, look, I know there's a lot of Villa fans in the chat who are getting triggered right now. And if you're feeling triggered, probably rightly so. I'd be triggered too if I were you. The honest truth is that team is dusty. I can't even lie. Absolutely dusty. It's so dusty that Josh, your representative, is in full agreement with me. That's the level of dust coming from your club. So I can't see how that team scores past, even though we'll get into predictions, but that is not a threatening attack. Bournemouth has a better attack going forward, has a better team overall than that dusty team. And that is the whole truth. Even Brighton, I actually think Brighton's better than you. So when you're talking about you want an expectation of not doing a Spurs and doing a Villa, finishing in the Champions League spot and winning the Europa League, then I kind of agree with your fan base. I kind of agree. It sounds like since you've been gone, you've been on the Budgie Banton. And I just want to just check in with you right now. Are you all right?
Listen, I couldn't be more confident. And this is why. I'm going to show you this is why. Because I enjoy playing Spurs. And this is, where I didn't want to shame you at the start. But I just want to remind you of the last couple of head-to-heads. Now, you could say, both,
just scroll down. Generally speaking, Villa lose to Spurs.
Do you know what I mean, though? Do you know what I mean? We
show us the last 10 games. Come on, look, 4-1.
You want to
4-0. Come on.
Yeah, there's this period in there, yeah. But we did a number on you in there.
You did.
That FA Cup
can I pause you there for 1 second? You didn't do a number on Spurs. You did a number on Ange.
Is that how it is now? Is that how it is? But what I do want to point out to you, Dej, is can we just look at the away games again? We have turned up to your gaff, apart from the last time where it was just a stinker. I think we pitched it in the second half. I think we missed a real big sitter in the first half. It all went wrong. But let's just go back. We turned up to your place 2-1 win. Turned up to your place 2-0 win. We're not afraid. Look, another 2-1 win at your gaff. We're not afraid.
In the last 10 years, Spurs have beaten Villa more times than Villa's beaten Spurs. Is it not?
Let's do it now. There's 1 Villa win, 2 Villa wins. Spurs win 2-1. That's 2-2. That's 3-2 Villa. That's 4-2 Villa. That's 5-2 Villa.
Again.
That's 5-3, 5-4, 6-4. That's 10 games.
No, come on, keep going.
The last 10 games.
Keep going.
This is getting embarrassing. 6-5.
Then
6-all. All right, 6-all. That's 12 games now. 7-6,
8-6.
8-6.
Oh, 9-6. Oh, 10-6. There you go. There you go. Don't chat to me.
Yeah, you had to go 16 games. You had to go 16 games deep to fill that. I mean, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So, look, we're going 3 in a row against you, and that's what I quite like is we're probably going to go 3 in a row. We're probably going to put 2 past you because we seem to like that number, and we're going to go 3 in a row. And that's okay. That's something that you got to hold. That's something you've got to look at.
Can I ask you a question though? Because you asked me why I think we're gonna win. Why do you think you're gonna win? And also when you're giving your kind of prediction, your kind of analysis, can you also base it on your squad?
What do you have against my squad? Like I'll talk to you about that. But look, what I'm gonna say is this. The Unai Emery's biggest test, and again, this will maybe piss off some Villa fans, but Unai Emery for me, we've turned a slight corner. We're 4 games in a row of pure W's. Europa League matches, Premier League matches. Yes, we beat Fulham. Yes, we beat Burnley, both at home in the Premier League. But we did what was expected. They're the type of games I also know Spurs slip up against. Yeah, I know they're the type of games you boys slip up against. And that's been proven this season already. But Unai Emery's got 3 big games, Dej. And this is where you'll look at Villa and see us as either serious contenders or you're going to tell me and you're going to message me and you're going to be like, Josh, like, you need to be ready for a long old season. Because we've got Tottenham, we've got Man City, and we've got Liverpool.
Okay.
3 massive games.
I can tell you
it's time.
What I think.
It's time for Unai Emery.
You carry on,
It's time for Unai Emery now to put on his big boy pants. It's time for Unai Emery to sort of lay down the gauntlet, and it's time for Unai Emery to go, right, I'm here. This is about to escalate Villa up the Premier League table by first of all taking 3 points against you boys, then doing the same and going and getting points against City and Liverpool. I'm not saying 3 points, but getting points. If Villa have 3 L's, Spurs, City, and Liverpool 3 L's, I'm going to be seething. I'm going to be fuming, and I'm going to almost say, do you know what? This is not good enough now. If we want to be a proper side that wins European trophies and is a big team, you have to start taking points. And you're the first sculpt we need. So I've got to believe that Unai Emery is not going to disgrace himself. And he's not going to lose to you.
I would like to say that this is probably the point in the show where I have to say I agree with the Villa fans who have been worried about you and also have been showing a lot of concern. I'm concerned because those 3, you cannot judge Unai Emery on the next 3 games because legitly and logically speaking, you should lose those 3 games. You're not expecting to take any points against Spurs, City, or Liverpool. And I would go as far as to say that any Villa fan, after those 3 games, after you take 3 L's, suggesting that Unai Emery should lose his job is an absolute disgrace. It would have been different if those 3 games was Leeds, Nottingham Forest, and West Ham. Then I'd be like, yo, if you can't deal with them 3 teams, you're fully dusted in Tutankhamun. But not those 3 teams, bro. Because the reality is you'd be lucky to get a point in your next 3 games.
The majority of Villa fans have been telling me Villa are back. We're back because we beat Burnley and Fulham. This is the thing. You won't believe this, but I've actually been sort of, in that camp of actually trying to raise those standards, and I haven't been happy with our season so far. That's why I'm saying time for us now to put down a proper gauntlet. And I'm not joking, Dej.
I want to ask a question because Kevin here says he's genuinely lacking any football knowledge. No wonder London club fans laugh at them. And I think he's talking to me. I may be wrong. The thing is, like, what team, like, legitly, realistically speaking, Villa fans are looking at those fixtures and they're saying, the only winnable game is Spurs. That's the truth. So when you're talking about Liverpool and Man City, there's nothing that squad that we called out earlier can do against those 2 teams. And the real risk that you have is, like I said, you're not firing. If you don't beat Spurs, you're not getting anything from City or Liverpool, guaranteed. Now, remember, I've already slapped up City. I've already slapped them up. Yeah, so I've already got that. So hold that. Yeah, and you've lost 3 times already this season. So you're used to losing. This little purple patch against Burnley, and who else did you beat?
Fulham.
It's long, bro. It's long. Any Villa fan thinking they can beat City and Liverpool is on the budgie banting as well. Stop the fiendish strain. That strain is a really solid strain. So I can't see it. So Josh, I hear you. I agree. It's good to, you know what? You're a true fan. Is the best way to describe you.
The thing is though, Dej, I can't lie to you. I'm trying to be positive about these games and trying to give Unai Emery that pedestal of saying, come on, we can do this. The reality is, right, and as much as you said I can't judge him on this, I'm looking at Villa fans who are telling me that, Unai Emery's this, Unai Emery's that. We can qualify for Europe. We can do this. We can win a trophy. And that's what the owners and Unai are telling us as well. So I'm sort of going, okay, well, I'm listening to everyone and those are the standards.
Yeah.
But what is happening is that people are changing the standards each week. 1 minute it's, oh, we're not that big. We're not a big team. We as you're saying, we're expecting to lose those type of games. Then the next week it's, no, we are. We're massive, and we're this and we're that. And for me, the permanent point for me is, I absolutely do believe that Villa have to start taking some big scalps in City, Liverpool, and Spurs. Ever want to be taken seriously? I'm not to say Unai Emery, but Unai Emery's got to show me. And
he doesn't. He doesn't have to.
And the rest of the
not against those.
All right, I think he does though. Why? What? You can't finish. In my opinion, you cannot finish in the top 5 if you don't beat the teams who constantly finish above or in that top 5. You can't finish top 5 if you're not beating if you're not at least trying to take points off these teams. If you take 3 L's against City, Spurs, and Liverpool when in that way, then we can never say we can be a top 4, 5 team.
But maybe it's also plausible that maybe you guys I don't think it's a bad season for Villa. And I actually genuinely think that, like Kevin is riling me up in the chat. I'm not going to lie. Kevin's pissing me off. And so part of this this little segment is directed at Kevin. So Kevin, hush your gums. Look, Villa ain't that club. That's the truth. I think most Villa fans would bite your hand off to finish 17th with the Europa League. I really do. I think ask all the Villa fans in the chat. Villa fans, would you want to finish in the top 8 with no trophy this season? In fact, let me not say top 8. Would you like to finish in a Champions League spot without a trophy, or would you take 17th and the Europa League? I'm telling you now in the chat, the Villa fans are saying they will take 17th and the Europa League. Shameless as it is, it's a shameless thing to say, but I think, you know what, they know who they are, and I think there's something about you where you might need to know who you are, my good friend. I think this season is about being shameless. It's not a disgraceful thing. Look, shameless is shameless. You can still hold your head up high and say you won a European title. Yeah, I did it. I'm not going to lie to you. But you know deep down you're a fraud. It's all right, bro. You don't have to publicly say it, bro. But honestly, I think you're nearer to that than you are nearer to being top 4, top 5. 100%.
I see. And look, it says, God no, because I know we'll get top 8 and Europa. We ain't no Spurs. Spurs, says Michael. But Dej, see this thing here. So Michael, from this plot, it says, Josh, come on, man. For once, can you just back us? Like, Dej was actually saying, this is the confusion. I don't think people get me anymore. Like, I actually think Deji actually thinks I'm over-backing us, right? Deji actually is sitting there saying, I'm over-backing Villa. Okay. And Michael's basically saying, I don't back the team. And this is where people are getting confused on my stance on Aston Villa. I actually can't win. Like, I think I've actually come on here. You know what? We're going to... yeah, exactly that. I'm actually coming on here saying, do you know what? I fancy us. Unai's going to put on his big pants, and he's going to get something against Spurs, Liverpool, City. But at the same time, go on.
I was going to ask you a question. If he doesn't, though, if you don't win the next 3 games, is that Unai out?
It's not Unai out, but it's basically, it's not Unai out, but it's we're not going to be the team we want to be. And that's where I'm confused, because all I'm hearing from manager owners is qualifying for Europe, winning a trophy. Qualifying for Europe, winning a trophy. That's the rhetoric. That's the statements coming out of the club. That's our ambitions. It isn't Unai out, but it's basically saying, how do we go to the next level? We can't do you can't do one season, Dad. You can't do one season in the Champions League, can you? And then just never do it again. Because for me, that's where I'm now going. And this is the thing. When Villa didn't make the Champions League, when we somehow lost to the dustiest Man United team the world's ever seen on the final day of the season, right? And I turned around and said, I'm not happy. And all I had was Villa fans going, come on, man, 3 seasons in a row in Europe. 3 seasons in a row in Europe. Like, we should be celebrating. And I'm going, but I've had a taste, as you said, I've had the taste of the high life.
Yeah.
Why would I want anything lower now? And it's not a given that you just get Champions League football. But I thought that's what we're trying to build as a football club. And that's what the owners are saying. That's how I feel.
I hear you. And to be honest, it's to be respected and applauded, your standards, because that's the sort of standards that I've heard. That's the sort of standards that I hold of my club. I guess the question I'll ask you is, let's for what, you know, in the possible event that Villa was to finish 17th with the Europa League, would you celebrate it?
Just for this season, because I need Champions League football. So I'll actually say this. I would take any route. Deji, I'd even take a brown envelope to bloody UEFA to get into the Champions League. That's as desperate as it sounds. As desperate as it sounds, I just want Champions League football again, because that's where you attract the top players. That's where you attract the revenue. That's where you build as a club. So yes, I would. Yes, I would take a European sending, but I'm raising my standard to go. We've got to be better than that. We cannot get into a situation where Spurs fans like yourself and others hated watching Tottenham in the Premier League last season. Your season was done in February, wasn't it?
Our season was done in October, bruv, when I predicted Spurs could lose 18 games in the season and we bloody done 22. I predicted that after Brighton last season. So, yeah.
But if you
lose the next 3 games, your season's pretty much done by October. Because let's be real, if you've lost 6 games in your first, how many is that? Your first 11 games, bro. I mean, it's relegation fodder. And Cloudy Villain, mate, you're so, mate. I was slightly distracted because he went, "Who's this waste man, Spud Peeler?" And then he went joking, bro. Thanks for the joking, because I was about to kick off violently on this show and chopping up your guy Josh. But big up to you, my guy. Talk to me, bro. I'm third in the table, bro. Like, have some respect.
Table. Yeah, there's the table. Seven games in now. 7. You know, I tried. I'm not the best at maths, you know, but 7 out of a 38 game season. There's gonna be a point, isn't there, where we're gonna be coming to, you know, a quarter of the season soon.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting to those sort of milestones. Now, do you think, you know, when you look at that table, Dej, Arsenal and Liverpool sat at the top, and then you see the likes of Palace and Bournemouth up there, Chelsea. You know, it hurts me that Villa, I mean Everton in 8th. In real terms now, no joking aside, because I know you're a serious man when it comes to this. Do you think this shows any fair reflection of scope of how a table could or shape up? If it's like this now, and you see the likes of Bournemouth, Palace, and Everton up there, Villa have been there before. We've started seasons well, you know, and we've ended up staying up there. Is this a fair image reflection of where you think some teams can be? Or or really, should we not get excited 7 games in?
Before the season started, I had you guys to finish 8th this season. But when I'm looking at that table, that, you know, it's the cliche. Sorry to go all cliched on you this evening, but it is late. But the truth is, the table doesn't lie. I look at all of those 8 teams, and I'm unsure Villa's better than those 8 teams. Let me be real. I don't think you beat Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth, unless they have severe injuries to their starting 11, their current 11 that they've been putting out so far this season beats most teams. The way they slapped up Spurs, I think that Bournemouth team could even, you know, you saw them take on Liverpool. I think they'll give Arsenal a good game. I think they'll give City a good game. Crystal Palace under Glasner is a different beast entirely. Again, provided they don't have any injuries, Crystal Palace will do well. You've got Chelsea, and David Moyes is doing a tremendous job at Everton. Everton look good. They look dangerous. Now, I've also said, on controversial as it may sound, that Bournemouth or Palace, injuries provided. So if they don't have any injuries this season, which is possible because we've seen an Arsenal team pretty much go through a season without any major injuries to their centre-backs, namely Saliba and Gabriel. But if Crystal Palace and Bournemouth can manage injuries, then I can see one of them even breaking into the top 4, top 5. I think they've been that good. So we can't. So when you're saying, does the table reflect the league? I don't think anyone in the chat would suggest that Everton don't deserve to be in the top 8. Chelsea is there, and people have predicted Chelsea to finish 3rd. Man City is there. People expect Man City to get Champions League spot. People are expecting, most people have predicted Spurs to finish 4th or 5th in their prediction tables. And then you've got Arsenal, Liverpool. So unfortunately for you, mate, it looks good.
It pains me. Look, I just got to scroll down. Look, Sunderland just there, and like it pains me, Dej. It pains me.
I think you're the next best club on that list. After Everton, I would say Villa should be their next up. No, but then you got Newcastle, bro. You got Newcastle that ain't even in that list, and you're not better than Newcastle. Let's keep it real. So Newcastle break into that list, and maybe Everton drop out. But I don't see, unless there's major injuries to Bournemouth and Palace, because they're the only 2 clubs that I can see falling out of that top 8 is Bournemouth and Palace.
And this is my worry, Dej. Yeah. This is my worry. Like, we're 5 points behind you. Okay.
Already.
So you beat us.
Already.
Yeah, so you beat us. Yeah. So you beat us. That's an 8-point gap opened up.
Yeah.
And you're meant to be a team that we should be competing with for the top 4 or 5, right? And this is where I'm alarmed, because people are saying, and again, like you sort of said, no, you can't judge. I want you to hear me. I think you might come round to my mind of thinking here. Imagine if we take 3 L's and we stay on 9 points in the next 3 games, and we're stuck down in these echelons. Look at what the gap's going to be. Look at what the gap's going to be to where we want to finish. Do you know what I mean? We're playing catch-up football. So for me, taking 3 L's is unthinkable.
Yeah.
We have to start taking points.
I'll be real, bro. Like, you take 3 L's and it's panic stations, like, legit. Even if you take 1 point, I think it's panic stations, because the season, we talk about every season, the Premier League is getting tougher and tougher. But legitimately, it is getting tougher and tougher, because you only need Fulham to win 1 game. You only need Leeds to win 1 game in 3. You only need Brentford to win 1 game, and they all go above you. And all of a sudden, we are looking at Villa being in 16th place. 16th, position in the table. It's panic mode, bro.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? And I love that I've got Michael and Kevin, right? They take great pleasure in trying to calm me down. They like to call it. They think, Dej, this is where my channel. I'm now seen as Mr. Negative, right?
Yeah.
I genuinely try, and this is how I call it, is where everyone's passionate about their football club and they do it in different ways. I genuinely don't think I'm negative. I think I just hold a different standard of, basically, my club's been in the Champions League. It's hit the high.
You beat Bayern Munich, and
we nearly beat PSG.
And
we beat Bayern Munich, and we almost beat PSG, right? And we have literally hit the highest of the heights.
Look,
why am I going to accept mediocrity?
Also respond to people in the chat. You know, like, Josh is, like, for me, I haven't come here to do banter. I've come to talk football. And Josh is right. I called it out. Josh is seeing ahead of you Villa fans. Some of you Villa fans have got your eyes in your own asses. Yeah? I said, Josh, hear me out, legitly. Everyone knows. Whoever followed me knows. I said, after Spurs lost to Brighton, I said, Tottenham is going through this run of games where we're winning 1, losing 1, winning 1, losing 1. And if you do the math, Tottenham could lose 18 games this season. Bro, I was right, because we went worse than that. We lost 22. When I said 18 games, it seemed wild. Like, let's be real. If I told you Villa's going to lose 18 games this season, you can't even fathom that. But the truth of the matter is, if Villa lose the next 3 games, that is 6 defeats in 11. That is Tottenham form of last season. So, people, Josh is not being negative. He is being cautious. And you lot need to be cautious. Because that team, I asked the question at the beginning of the stream, and none of you answered. You're all there shaking your bums, sitting in your underwear, bashing away at the keyboard. I asked Josh this one question, none of you answered. Is this Villa team better than last season's Villa team? And all I got was, hey. And the question is, I need that question answered now, Villa fan. Is this team better than last season's Villa team? Because I don't think it is.
It's not, Dej. It's not. And look, I don't mind taking the flak. And look, even Kevin said Josh thinks Villa should win every game. I said that's not realistic. If you're not playing football to win, then what's the point? Like, I seriously, that's just my mindset of I temper expectations. Yes, I don't expect to go to Anfield or the Emirates at the moment and go and get a win. But what I do have to say is, as Deji said, I love that you said that. 6 wins. If we take 3 L's, it's 6 losses. It's 6 losses out of 11. It's crazy. So we have to see. And that's why I'm going to say it. And Deji, like, you know, I'm not sat here as a Villa fan. And this is where I think people get confused. I've had people say, you love it if we lose. Like, like, honestly, I think you know me well enough, Dej. I can't stand us losing. Even when I go on Never a Foul, I know the roastings that it comes with it. When Villa lose, it hurts, right? And I'm coming back to that. I'm cautious about the bigger picture. We're being left behind.
But if you're like this, because look, Michael makes a point. He says, Josh, when you're chatting with a rival fan, you need to just pump that chest like Deji is ludicrously doing. The thing is, mate, I was where Josh was last season. Last season, I was not shaking my bum. Last season, I was not shaking. I wasn't pumping my chest because it dawned on me after the Brighton game that this Ange Postecoglou is a madman. So mad that I actually want to see him get sacked at Nottingham Forest. And that's a crazy thing to say, given that he brought my club a trophy. But the level of dust was so much I couldn't take it. But I'm third, Michael. I'm third in the league. Whether you like that or not, I'm 2 points off the top. Hold that. Josh can't shake his bum. How can he? Because Josh is sitting there thinking, I'm dusty and it's about to get worse. And and that's why I said Josh is a shining light in your club and in a very dark place, because really and truly, any other manager with this type of start to the season should be getting sacked. But we all know that Villa fans and your love of Unai can do no wrong, meaning that you're ready to bite the bullet on this. And that bullet biting could be very, very dangerous.
Because that's the point. Are we actually going to sit there? Look, if Unai goes and wins the next 3 games, he's king. He's king. Like, it's our season. You would admit that as well. 3 wins against you sit in Liverpool. We're back right up there, and it's season on, game on, right? You take 3 hours. No matter how much you want to give Unai money in the bank, we've started the season with 6 losses in the Premier League. Don't care how the fixture list runs. Don't care how the fixture list looks. We've taken the 6 out. So it's all ifs and buts because we don't know the outcome of the results. Hence why I've actually come on here and said, I don't want to be doing a show in a few weeks' time where I literally take Deji's phrase. He's actually set up, if it's the worst case, 6 losses out of 11. What are we doing here, right? What I want to be doing is go in, my man Unai got it right. It starts with a win against Spurs and absolutely love it. So I can't beg you more, people, that I want Villa to win. But it's I think I'm getting misinterpreted. And sometimes the claret and blue glasses can be deluded on both sides.
I'll be real. Sonny in this chat, big up Sonny, my guy. He's a Spurs fan. And look, I'm looking at Tottenham. I'm worried. I can't lie to you. I think Vicario is crap. I am now, it's a campaign that I need to bring in a new goalkeeper in Jan. I want us to go out and get Kelleher from Brentford. I mean, what are we doing? I do think we've got a decent back 4. Pedro Porro, Jed Spence, Oyudogi, Van de Ven and Romero. Midfield is where it gets a bit dicey for Spurs. I don't like Spurs' midfield any more than I like Villa's. But when you're talking about Kamara, you're talking about Morgan Rogers, and you're talking about McGinn, then you've got Polina, Xavi Simons, either Bergvall, Papsar. It is much of a muchness. We've got Kudus on the right, who's all right. Richarlison, Ortel is dustier than Tutankhamun. Mourani, I'm not sure. And Solanke, I think Solanke might be back. That would lift me. If Solanke's fit, that would lift me. And then on the left wing, bloody hell, Tottenham have absolutely nothing on the left. So for that reason, the one thing I am hoping for is that I think both teams' attack is dusty. This has got a 1-1 written all over it, if I'm being honest with you.
Wow.
It's got a 1-1.
To wrap up then, I just want to do a quick combined 11 quickly on right now, on players' forms right now from both teams to see where you think and where it's at. But I appreciate everyone in the chat as well. I just got to say
I don't appreciate Rich Burton who's sitting there in his underwear bashing away at the keyboard. Shut your mouth about who is this Spurs clown. You're beneath me, mate. Until you are on par with Spurs or above Spurs, you should just hold that, hush your gums, and show some respect to a club that is bigger and better than yours at the moment.
Dej, just a quick note. Would you be loving it if you beat Burnley and Fulham at home and saying you're back? Would you say we're back, or would you say that's job done and an expectation of what you should be doing?
It's just job done.
Correct. So that's where I'm at. But I'm gonna take on the fact that I should be pumping my chest.
Rich is telling me to bore off. Hey, Rich, mate, if you've got any kahunas, meet me at the boring, mate. Meet me at your bull ring. If you can do something, mate, meet me there. Villa fan, meet me there, mate. Anyway, sorry. I couldn't help myself.
Rich is coming in with chest, and I back that for Rich. He's
Rich ain't got nothing, mate. He ain't got nothing, mate. Rich is projecting because he actually agrees with you. He actually thinks Villa are going to lose.
He's cautious. Game. He's cautious.
Yeah.
Right. Better goalkeeper is Emi Martinez. Let's not joke around here, right?
Yeah,
let's not joke around here. You've just told me your disdain for Vicario. So Emi Martinez there. Okay. Right back. Who's your right back? Is it bloody Jed Spence?
No, it's Pedro Porro.
Is he better than Matty Cash?
I think Matty Cash is a better defender, but I think Pedro Porro is better going forward. But I think in a game like this, I would prefer it depends because who have you got on the left? I shouldn't. Let's not base it. You know what? The one thing I would say about Matty Cash, I hate his guts, and all Spurs fans hate his guts. But I think if you had him in your team, you would love him. I love the fact that he's a bit of a nasty guy. I think you love him if he's in your club. I think you love him if he's in your club, but you hate him if he's not. You wouldn't like Matty Cash if he wasn't a Villa player. Trust me. He is one of the most disgraceful players I've ever seen in my life. However, he's dirty and he can do a job, so you got to take it.
Ironically, Deji, he's my least favourite Villa player. So that's interesting. I left that one down too. I don't rate him, but he's had a good season in people's eyes, and you got to respect that he has improved. Centre backs. If you don't tell me that Ezri Konsa's not in this centre back,
he's not. He's not.
What you want about?
It's Romero, and I had this conversation yesterday. You know what? Someone said to me. Someone asked me if Romero is in the top 5 centre backs in the Prem, and then I said to them, but people used to tell me that Kane wasn't a great striker because he hadn't won a trophy. Now, when you talk Romero, you're talking about a World Cup winner, Copa America winner, Europa League winner. You can't compare that CV with Konsa. I mean, let's not be stupid. So for me, on that grounds alone, you've got to give respect to Romero.
Is he having a good season? Is Romero
He's having a great season, mate. How many games have you conceded? How many goals have you guys conceded?
Yeah, too many.
Yeah. So then we've conceded probably less goals than you. So therefore, Romero.
Well, I'm
sorry. I know you love your Konsa guy, but you could have put Konsa right back. By the way, if you really want to get.
To be fair, I could have, but he hasn't played there. Okay, so you think Romero?
Yeah, Romero.
What, and Mickey Mouse next to him?
Well, let's be real. I think Villa fans. I think I heard you cussing Pau Torres last season, no? Or was it this season?
Look at. He has been better. Pau Torres has been better this season.
I heard Villa fans
Konsa's my guy.
Pau Torres, so let's not even go there.
I can't even name your left back.
Yeah, our left back is actually Jed Spence. I think Jed Spence is better than Udogie.
No. He's not better than Luca Dean, though. He's not better than Luca Dean. French international. Luca Dean is quality. He's had a few assists. Jed Spence is too busy posting Instagram pictures of bloody GTA graphics. Like, the guy needs humbling. I hope he gets humbled, actually.
Can I be real? Excuse my French, yeah? But Luca Dean is bollocks! This guy is absolutely crap. Luca Dean. Oh, no. I mean, bruv, he's not better than Jed Spence. Come on. We might have to leave that.
Luca Dean has been doing it season after season. Chat, who's better?
Can I ask you a question? Do you think Luca Dean will keep Kudus quiet? No, you're a madman.
I'm not even worried about Kudus. You'll think he's playing for West Ham. He'll see the Villa claret and blue and he'll get emotional about West Ham. And there we go. But look, Michael's not happy. I told you, Romero over Konsa. And he's laughing at that one.
There is no way you can compare Konsa to Romero. You're a man. That's tribalism. There. People saying I don't have no football knowledge. Come on, man. Come on.
Udogie is way better, man. He offers outside play for Sim. Wow, Udogie's getting a shout out.
I'm not a fan of Udogie anyway, but I get it. But I think Udogie is better.
I've got to respect one of your moderators, actually, Dej, which is the Assembled. Like he's a sensible guy. One of your moderators. He's actually saying Luca Dean. So
The assembled
You
is
know
not.
what?
The assembled is a gooner. He's a shameless guy.
so
He's a
so he
shameless.
knows. I've got to respect the mods on your channel, Dej. So actually, I've got to have to go with Luca Dean on that one, just because your mod has come in, and I think it's a non-partisan bias mod, as you
He's a
said that.
bias, mate.
Your midfield's dusty, but I've got to give you this one. Paulinho has been one of the summer signings. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
so he can go in there.
Yep.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
But you haven't got a shout for anyone else, have you? You haven't got a shout for any others.
No, I've got Paulinho in there. I think the rest of Tottenham's midfield has been dusty. I can't even lie to you, but your midfield is equally as dusty this season.
No, there's one guy who goes in there.
Let's not do it on rep, because even Morgan Rogers, Morgan Rogers has had a bit of a dusty start to the season. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I can't deny that. Kamara hasn't.
Have him.
This guy's good. This guy's really good. So that's nice there. Right. Mohamed Kudus. Look, I did trash talk him. He's straight in, okay? And he can have the right-hand side.
I can't believe Spurs is looking level pegging with Villa. Mate, my club must be fully muddied to be almost neck and neck with Villa right now.
It's close, isn't it? It's close. Give me justification for any other attackers in your team right now.
The only other person I think Xavi Simons is I think Xavi Simons can do a job, but he is getting used to the Prem. If you ask me personally, I do think Morgan Rogers edges him, but I've always liked Morgan Rogers. And I just feel like physically he's more equipped to handle the physicality of the Prem, whereas Xavi Simons will probably need to bulk up over the summer before then he can hit the ground running and play with the freedom that he wants to play. But Xavi Simons is no clown and is no slouch. But I would give the number 10 role to Rogers at the moment.
I can't give it to him. I refuse.
I'm not happy with Luke. He's been that
dusty. He's been that dusty, Morgan Rogers, in a Villa shirt that I cannot.
So then you have to give it to Simons. Then you have to give it to Simons. Simons has been all right.
And I actually hope the Villa fans who think I'm negative or that I hope they agree and they've been watching the same Morgan Rogers as me in a Villa shirt. I've got an outside shout though that you're gonna probably roll over and laugh at this.
If you say McGinn in the 10, I swear I'm gonna turn off my camera. I swear, don't you dare suggest Ginn in the 10, McGinn. Never.
Are you ready? No, better. Emi Buendia needs to be in this team.
No. Do you know why? Let me be real with you. Buendia is a baller, but let's be real. Over the last 2-3 seasons, we've not really seen the Buendia we're supposed to see, and because of that, we can't have him there. So we're gonna have to give it.
But we're on this season.
I do think there's a baller there, and actually, I don't actually
on this season.
He doesn't play the 10 for you though, does he?
He's been shoved out on the left, and he's done pretty good. And I'm not a big Buendia fan. But I'm actually giving him, excuse the pun, some kudos here by actually saying he needs to be on my left-hand side. He actually does, and I'm not his fan. I'm actually crazy that I've got Cash in this team, and I've got him in. But I'm actually going to put Buendia on the left because unless you can give me another Spurs attacker who deserves
Spurs ain't got nothing on that left, so you can have Buendia. Okay. You could have put bloody what's his name? Who else is another Villa player that I do think is absolute madness. And we'll talk about it towards the end, but remind me that you lot sold Ramsey. I think that was dumb. Yeah. I think you did some dumb moves this summer, man. Really.
Look at this. Look. Are you a fan of any Villa players, Josh? Well, hey, listen, we've had 3 losses this season. I'm not hyping at any. The only players who are getting any credit for me so far are Ezri Konsa, because he's been nothing but faultless for me. He's an incredible player. Kamara and Malin is gonna take his claim. But Dej, number 9. Have you got a number 9?
No. No. I cannot tell you.
Don't make me put Watkins.
I wouldn't put Richarlison, Moani, or Tell in this lineup. Never.
Seriously.
I cannot do it.
Seriously.
Mm-mm.
Not even Richarlison, not even the pigeon.
Do you know what? Richarlison started the first 3 games all right, and I would have done, but he's been dusty since then, bro. I can't. No way. To be honest, I think because I'm not happy with the Matty. I'm not happy with the I'm not happy with the Matty Cash or the Digne personally. But if you, I'm willing to give you Marlon if you take out Cash and put Pedro Porro there, because I think Porro's been good for Spurs. I think we need to have a fair exchange because let's be real, Cash doesn't really deserve to be in this team.
I don't rate Cash,
I would say Pedro Porro does.
So you want Porro in that team? How good has Porro been? Like I'll be honest.
He's been decent. He's been better than Cash. He's actually been decent.
Because Villa fans tell me Cash has been.
Michael was saying that I don't know who Marlon. I don't give a damn who Marlon is, mate. He's not set the Prem on fire, has he? You guys are shaking.
He will hopefully at the weekend. He'll hopefully score. Listen, I'll trade. No, I look.
I'm saying trade Cash for Porro, bro. Because I gave you Digne, even though I wasn't feeling Digne. I thought, you know what, have him.
Assembled. Give us Digne.
And Dogi have been all right, but Cash has to back down, bro. And you got to put Porro there, bro.
I want to know what Assembled thinks, really. You know, one of your moderators. Trusted moderator.
The Assembled
wouldn't let you down.
Focus on Budgie Banton. So you need to swap Cash for Pedro Porro. Then I will be satisfied. Because, bro, when you're doing this kind of joint 11s, we have to both agree. I could have been difficult, you know. I could have been really. You know, Cash has been dusty, bro. The only reason why I even allowed for Cash, can I just say, the only reason why I allowed for Cash is that when it comes to playing Spurs, that's when Cash wants to turn up. That's the only reason. That's when Cash has the game of his life. Other than that, he's pretty rubbish. So I say swap him now because he doesn't deserve to be there, Josh.
I honestly, I hate to say this, Dej, and I mean this with chest. He's one of my least favorite Villa players.
Then take him out.
The reason why you're saying that, Dej, the reason why you said that is you're a clever man. And I've got to hold some, because you know what the maths is saying in this combined 11 right now, don't you?
I'm telling you now, let's just, when you're doing combined 11s, you've got to be true to yourself. You leaving Cash there means you're not being true to yourself.
I believe that he's actually had a better season than
Pedro
Porro.
No, he hasn't, bro.
He's got off.
Pedro Porro, how many assists has Cash had this season?
He's assisted the opposition a lot, but he's
take him out. Pedro Porro's been all right.
Listen, look. Apparently, hang on. Earlier, Deji says he would have him in his team. Yeah, he did. He did. I can't lie. Deji said if Cash was at your club.
Listen.
That is true.
Listen, because Michael, I don't want you to be disingenuous here. All I said was Matty Cash has been dirty against Spurs, and he's a player that you wouldn't mind in your team because of the level of dirt. But our rival fans, opposition fans, he's a player that we all hate. A bit like Yates in Nottingham Forest. I hate that guy's guts. But if he was at my club, I don't mind him going around kicking people and breaking bones. That's who Matty Cash is. Matty Cash injured Doherty. He's injured a whole heap of players at my club. So what I'm saying is, based on the history of how Cash turns up against Spurs, he gets into this team. But based on this season, which is what we're talking about, he doesn't get into this team, Josh, and therefore you need to take him out.
Got to listen to the Assembled, your mod.
Hey, the Assembled, hush your gums, bro. Hush your gums.
Listen, I think moderators have a very important part in channels,
he's
right?
not. He's an Arsenal fan, He's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal fan. I can't take that. He needs to, if anything, he needs to be balanced. One for you, one for me.
That's true. That's true. So what we're saying is, though, it's not clear, is it? Spurs aren't clear of Villa when you do a combined 11.
Look, I think what the issue that Spurs has is that we don't know our midfield three. So Palhinha's been good, but Birdval, Bentancur, Papsar, it's not really quite working. I feel like we need a Rodgers in there, to be honest. Like in an 8 for me. Xavi Simmons is still new to the trade in the Prem. And then we are lopsided. You know, everything goes through Kudus. We just have nobody on the left. That's a big problem for me. Big up Spurs 5 Raid. Big up to you guys.
Big up to the Raiders.
And then Richarlison, Mwani, not good enough. Tell, not good enough. So, yeah, but I also think you've overhyped your players, bro. Because really and truly, none of your defenders should get in with the fact that you've lost 3 games and you've been conceding goals like water. Truth.
Listen,
I'm just saying. I'm trying to be balanced there. We're having a joint show. I'm trying to be balanced. But if we're being real, none of your no Villa player apart from Martinez should be in the back line.
Mera up there, Ben is
how many goals has Villa conceded? Because honestly, I'm getting a bit worked up here right
now. We've conceded 7 and you've conceded 5, so we're not too far off. Do you know what I mean? We're not actually too far off. It's only a 2-goal swing. You're talking like we shit 10, 15 goals here. You know, it's a 2 goals, which we could easily claw back. And I think it's set up the tone there really nicely for the weekend now, where we're at horns with each other. What it has hit me is that your team's not that special. Your team ain't that great. And essentially, where we've done that combined 11, you've basically told me you've got no attack and you're relying on your defence. So basically, you're praying for a draw.
Yeah, no, we're not praying for a draw. We're praying for 1-0. Look, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Spurs fans will tell you that our football's been dusty. And Kevin, I don't blame you for the comments that you've been writing in the chat this evening. I don't blame you. Saying that Liverpool have lost 3 on the bounce, Deji. Are they shite? You clown. If you know me, I've been saying that Liverpool's been on fraud watch from before the season started. I am not surprised that Liverpool have lost the last 3 games. And if you know me, you would know that I predicted Liverpool to lose against Crystal Palace. So what's your point?
I personally, now, you've given me more confidence.
No,
as Michael said, look at this. If we lose, I'll be genuinely disappointed. You know, this is look, Villa fans are now coming with chest, and that's why we're setting the standards high. So I know we're going to wrap up soon, but you have in a way, Dej, given me confidence, and I
don't know how you got confidence, because when I read out when we called out the Aston Villa team, you were nodding like this team is crap.
I've just seen yours.
Mine is slightly better than yours.
Let's put it this way. You take out Mohamed Kudus.
Yeah, we're toothless.
I'm not scared.
Yeah, we're toothless.
I'm not scared.
Yeah. And he's gonna
have a very
but you actually don't have the person that I would have been more fearful of is just coming into form. But Villa fans are saying, I think Kevin said Deji doesn't know his ball. Morgan Rodgers has been shite all season. That doesn't mean that Morgan Rodgers is shite, though. I actually think the danger man for Villa is Morgan Rodgers.
Of course, especially how he's played for England the last 2 games. I know his mates. So
you've got one danger man in that midfield and attack, and so do we. Unless you're saying that Marlon is this top striker that I don't. And I don't know, but I don't really.
Famous last words, isn't it, Dej? Famous last words. The guy you don't know.
I'm just saying, bro. I don't think Marlon is that guy. I can't see him getting past Van de Ven or Romero. Being honest, bro.
Bro,
what is your? I actually predicted Spurs would win 2-1.
I think we'll win 2-1. I think we'll win 2-1. That's my standard. That's my prerogative. That's how I feel. If we do not win against you, then I've got no hope about beating City or Liverpool, and therefore our season is disastrous going into November. So I'm going to say 2-1 Villa.
Do you want to hear something funny? Can I just do this for Villa fans? Hey, Villa fans, first and foremost, big up to you. Make sure you smash a like. I actually like Villa, and I've got a soft spot for Villa. And in fact, a lot of people in my chat are Villa fans. And big up to the Villa fans in the building that are always showing love. I think in your next 3 games, you've notoriously done well against City, by the way. I can see you getting a draw against City. But do you know the team that I'm going to predict Villa fans to beat? And if this happens, I need a couple of people to show man some respect. Kevin, you're going to need to come on my channel and say, you know what, Deji, you know what? I take my hat off to you. The assembled, you're a disgrace. You're going to need to say, I take my hat off to you. And so Michael as well, you need to say, you know what, Deji, I take my hat off to you. I think you beat Liverpool. I think you beat Liverpool.
That's the thing.
I don't rate. I've not rated Liverpool the whole. You know, Josh, you've been with me. I've said Slot has been on scored watch. Not now. All of a sudden, people are like Deji's been saying it from day one. I've been telling people from before the season started. I don't rate Slot because he won the league with Klopp's team, and now it's time for him to put his imprint, his identity on the club. And look at them. They are looking like mice. So for that reason, I actually think Villa will beat Liverpool. Now, what say you, Villa fans? Does any Villa fan in the chat believe that Villa can get a... Are you home or away?
We're at home, I think. No, might be away. Let me double check that. I've got a feeling, because we're playing you away, so City will be at home. We're on a Saturday night as well. We play Liverpool at Anfield. That's not a win, is it? At Anfield, let's be honest.
You get a result. You know what? Remember, let me tell you something about Villa. And you know, football is, as well as sometimes history. There's patterns in football. Sometimes wildness happens in football. The recent wildness that a lot of you forgotten about, Josh, is that Villa put 7 past the Klopp team where nobody saw that happening. I think you've got your energy, legitly, I think you've got your energy in the wrong direction. Your energy is not to beat Spurs. I think you roll over this weekend and lose to Spurs, whether it be 1-0, 2-1, 1, whatever it is. I think you roll over. But I actually see in these next 3 games, the team that Villa are likely to take points from is Liverpool. And what you should be doing is pumping all your energy. Don't pump all your energy at Spurs and then get disappointed. I'm telling you, Villa fans, that even if you lose to Spurs this weekend, which is highly likely, you still got hope that you can beat Liverpool, like legit.
I personally can't see it. But look, as Cloudy says, we have to basically 1 win out of 3. The other 2 can't be losses. If we're going to take points, then it's got to be the following. We have to probably, for me, take 5 points out of possible 9 as a minimum. What would you say to that?
Say that again?
We have to take 5 points out of 9 as a minimum. What do you think?
Look, I think 5 is a stretch, but stranger things have happened in football. You could lose to Spurs and beat Man City and Villa. I mean, Man City and Liverpool, and you've taken 6 points. I think the reality is you take 4 points in this run. One of them is a draw, one of them is a win, and you're definitely going to lose in this sequence. I see it like this, Villa fans, and you can call me what you like. I see it as you lose to Spurs and everyone's having kittens. You get a surprise draw against City. I think Plymouth, by the way, under Pep, is one of the dustiest teams I've ever seen in my life. And I don't think we need to worry about City whilst Pep is in charge. I think he's had his time, and until he leaves, City will be floating, in and around the top 6. And then I think Villa surprised the whole Prem, and they get a win against Liverpool. And I think at that point, people basically say to us, Josh, Well, one, it gives us ammunition when we're dealing with the Liverpool fans on the Never a Foul and all the other streams that we pop up on. But I also think then legitly people will say Slot is a fraud. And that is the big thing that I have been waiting for from the beginning of the season. Slot is a fraud. I'm saying it and I'm saying it again. And I think Villa can rubber stamp that narrative if you get the win against Liverpool.
Edge, you just worry about Villa beating you, but not losing to us.
Don't talk about my club. You don't talk about my club. I told you what's happening.
Edge, I look forward to seeing how it shows down. All I can say is, if we beat you this weekend, I'm going to look you in the eye and toast now. We'll finish above you this season. That's how I feel. If we beat you this weekend, we'll close the gap.
Where do you think you're going to finish this season? Legit, like honestly, bearing in mind, this is not the beginning of the season where it's a clean slate. You've lost 3 times. So how many games do you think you're going to lose this season?
Depends if I want to upset people or not. Do you want the real version or
I want the real?
The real.
Yeah, I want the real.
I honestly think the next 3 games for me shape up the mindset of where we go. If we do take 3 L's, I reckon we could be into 15 losses this season if we lose the next 3. 15 losses. But if we beat you, which is what I'm saying, then we're going above you. So mark my words. You are my scout.
If you beat Spurs, how many losses is Villa taking? Because I can tell you what I think.
If we beat Spurs, that's going to put a massive propeller in our season, and we'll go on to lose maybe 9/10 games.
I say I can see Villa
10.
Yeah, I was going to say I can see Villa losing 10 to 12 games this season.
But we could also, as I said, if we don't beat you, I'm worried. And that's not being negative. It's just being real, taking it in. So that's what I'm saying to it. I see this game, genuinely, I see this game as me and you, Villa and Spurs, do or die.
Can I also just do my narrative as well?
Go for it.
Now, I think Villa will lose 10 to 12 games this season because you've already lost 3. Had you lost 1, you can chat to me about maybe losing 6, 7, but you've lost 3 and you've got big games to come. You still got to play Arsenal, you still got to play Newcastle, you still got to play Liverpool, you still got to play City. So it's looking very, very long or extremely difficult. Tottenham beat Villa this season. I think we're having a different conversation about my club. People, I said I'm a big believer. For those of you that don't know me, I did study law, and there is a legal phrase which is called innocent until proven guilty, and I use that when I talk about my club. Tottenham is involved in the title challenge until they're not. We beat Villa this weekend. We cement that. There's a high probability Spurs could even be top of the league by the end of the weekend. Hold that. So for me, Tottenham beat Villa and it's going to be a good season. If Tottenham lose, then it's dusted in Tutankhamun. And if we draw, it's just a nothing because Tottenham, our run of games after this is crazy. So we need to win because of the momentum. And if I could just quickly just share with everyone what the Spurs fixtures are, then you can see why I see Spurs are even more motivated to win this game. We've got Villa in the league, and then we've got Everton, both winnable games. Then we've got Chelsea. We've got Chelsea. Oh, bloody hell, mate. We've got Chelsea, United, Arsenal. Yeah, bloody hell, Fulham and then Newcastle in the league.
You just talked yourself out of a title race right there. Thank you very much.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we beat you. We beat Everton. We beat Chelsea. We beat Arsenal because we're up for it. Or get a draw at least, a 1-1 draw. And I think we get a draw or a win against Newcastle, mate. And then if we can go through this Next 6 games unbeaten. Spurs. Would you agree that Spurs are involved in the title challenge?
What, have you go next
Even
6
though the next
unbeaten?
6 games unbeaten, yeah.
Yeah, because you're only going to get better with your attack.
Yeah.
So
We're
yeah,
gonna buy
6 games unbeaten. Look, I know we're going to wrap up. Dej, you've had a lot of wise words, and I've got 2 guys, Kevin and Michael, who are on my channel. You've seen a lot of their comments tonight, right? But I can't get over one of Kevin's comments, and I need you to address this in a Deji way. All right, Kevin, and I love him. He always comes in with the other side of the coin. Says these fellas think it's all about losing a certain number of games. They never learn, right? And Michael has then said, "It's very short-sighted, isn't it, Kevin?" And then Kevin has said, "It is. I expect Josh to be more knowledgeable to us, but he seems to be mesmerized by Deji's trash talk. Isn't football about not losing the least amount of games? And if the more losses you have, the lower you're going to be there."
Bro,
I want to know. Help me here, Dej.
Well, let me help
I love
you.
these guys. I love them. I love Kevin and Mike. But
I think Kevin and Mike have been smoking some budgie banting, and I think the budgie banting they've been smoking is the Ethiopian strain. That one, it really hits your head in a different way, and you kind of lose your senses for at least a good 10, 15 minutes. So I actually think at the moment they're typing and they're off their rocker. Because for me, they say, if you're not going to win, make sure you don't bloody lose. The least amount of games you lose, the higher you're going to be in the table. Tottenham last season, I think we drew like 4 or 5 times. We lost 22 times, mate. That's what it is. So you don't want to be doing the win one, lose one, moving like a zebra crossing. You want to make sure you have as many wins as possible. If you go around losing and shaking your bum, then you deserve what happens next. What you don't want is to be going into win one, lose one, and the next minute we are speaking about Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa under the same breath. Take it from someone who knows. I lived it last season. It would be an Aston Villa thing, though, because you talked about not wanting to do a Spurs, and then you talked about wanting to do better than Spurs, but you kind of got it wrong. Because when Josh was talking about wanting to do better than Spurs, he was talking about Villa finishing in the top 5, top 6 with a Europa League. It's also possible that Villa could do the most Villa-ish thing ever. Villains, if you did this, which is to win the Europa League and get relegated. That, for me, would be the funniest thing I've ever seen in football. And as much as I love Josh as my brother, there is no way he can call me to stream when Villa is languishing in the Championship. It just wouldn't happen. I have too high a standard for that. So Villa fans, be careful what you wish for. Don't go around poo-pooing losses, because if the losses come thick and fast, we could be having a different conversation. You've been warned.
Who's more likely to get relegated, in your humble opinion?
I think Forest.
Villa or Forest? Villa or Forest, or both?
I think Forest are down. Villa's not going down. Villa's not going down. But
thank you. That's what I need to hear.
It's just not going.
That's what I need to hear.
Yeah.
But that's perfect. So, guys, we are going to wrap up. Big up to everyone who's tuned in. I know Deji, the Deji Spurs channel, got raided by the Spurs 5 thinkers. So anyone who came for their Deji, I know that will, it redirects a massive in this game. So big up and Deji, big Spurs channel. Definitely people on the Spurs scene should get behind them, and you know what, neutrals should get behind Deji as well. And big up to all the Villa guys. Big up to everyone who's been here as well. And I said, I call Kevin and Michael like the bash bros. They sort of come in and everything I say, they're bashing, and I like it. But
big up to them. Big up to them, but big up to everyone in the chat. It's been lively tonight, man. Big up to everyone. We see you. Thank you.
I've had a blast. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to both channels. You can find the links in the comments, the descriptions, all that good stuff. We love the banter, but the real talk really is, it won't be banter come Sunday, because one of us is going to be disappointed, and that's it's all good.
Josh, I don't know. You know, Cass reached out to me wanting us to do something on Never a Foul. I've asked if he could move the show to 10 o'clock. Bro, win, lose or draw, I will show up. If you make sure you show up, do you know what I mean? Win, lose or draw, and whoever is due to be cooked, I hope they're able to take their cooking with grace.
I'll have to ask my better half, Heidi, and I'm sure she will. She's a big fan of you anyway, Deji. But yeah, shout out to her as well. She's at work, but she is listening in. She told me she's listening in. So big up to Heidi. Yeah, shout out to my special woman. But yeah, listen, we're gonna wrap up. Big up to everyone. And let's see. We both predict 2-1. One of us has got to be right, surely. And yeah, we'll see you on the other side, people. We're out of here.
Big up.
Ta-da.